Biafra Liberation Army Network coming to you again. Please do subscribe, like, share, and comment.
Our Prime Minister has come with a new one. Oh my God. In this article on X page, it is said that Nigeria begs world for $306 million for food assistance, clean water, and health care. Hey! Nigeria, they beg the world for $306 million for food assistance, clean water, and health care. Hey! Our Prime Minister Kontoksi, our PM Kontoksi, you will still beg for Zobo after 2nd of December 2024. You will still beg for Zobo. Hey, today. Yeah, man. Aye. My people, today I will take this video on two perspectives. One as a warning to the Zoo government and those who believe in one Nigeria. I will show you the trajectory your zoo is going. Secondly, I will speak as a good neighbor. Today I will speak to the Yorubas because I do not want them to join the Almajiri culture. The Almajiri culture is waxing strong. When you believe in the Fulani culture and your Islamic ways of doing things, when you believe in the Islamization of that zoo called Nigeria, Almajiri culture goes with it. Because of the submissiveness, the submissive nature. It is okay to do Ranka Dede. You worship your politicians, oh my God. And you know this money they want to go and get. Oh my God, have mercy. This $306 million, you know 70% of the money will go to the hands of the cabal. The other percentage will go to the cronies. And at the end, they will dig borehole like Peter Obi and they will claim it is clean water. Lord have mercy. This one will touch me well because today I will have to lament. They are begging the world for food assistance. Them say they want health care. But that same zoo government, they are about to spend 90 billion naira on Hajj. If you give me just 20 to 30 billion naira, I will open up a Silicon Valley in the land of Biafra that will compete with the Silicon Valley in America and the world. That is who we are. And all the scientists, all those who are into IT, all those who are the gurus in cybersecurity, those who know how to go with doing the AI and the rest of them, they will come together. They will assemble in the land of Biafra, and Biafra will be their base. It will be their place of work, and from Biafra we shall conquer the world. The best of software will be done and created in Biafra with just 20 to 30 billion naira. I will turn Africa around. But that same money is what the Tinubu government is about to send to the Fulani cabal and their cronies to go and do Hajj, to go and do their Allah Wakuba in Mecca, to go and do their prayer in Mecca. 90 billion naira of Biafran oil. It beats my imagination that it is only we, the Biafrans, who are still crying. We are still the ones shouting. We are still the ones speaking out. But members of the Oduduwa nation, Koiki Media, I'm calling upon you today. This one will fall on your desk because what I'm about to show will blow your mind. My good general, do not miss this one. I see the way you do your analysis. I see the way you do your broadcast. Do not let this one go because Almajiri culture has come to Yoruba land. My people, if you're ready, let us go to the analysis. I will keep this one rough. I will keep this one rugged. And I will bring it to you raw. If you're ready, let's go there. My people, what you are saying here, this is not Almajiri culture, or this is not the land of Almajiri. This is the land of Yoruba nation. Yoruba, my people, I will speak today again as a good neighbor. This culture, it is shameful to see this happening in the Yoruba land. And as a good neighbor, I have to call out again and speak to my Yoruba people. It is time for you to wake up. If you think you believe in Tinubu as the president of that so-called Nigeria, what he is bringing to your culture is something shameful. The Yoruba I know are not beggars. I grew up in Lagos. I knew the culture of the Yorubas. I stayed around the Yorubas. And your culture, the people I know, you are proud people. To a very large extent. You are proud people, but with what I'm seeing in the politics of that zoo called Nigeria, I am seeing changes. The behavior of the Yoruba today, to an extent, is different from those that I used to know. Because what you are seeing here is the culture of the Almajiri culture. It has come to the land of the Yoruba. And the advent of this was when you started shouting, Jagaban, Emi Lokon, Egbekiniwa, Awa Lokon. When you started saying those things, when you took into the mantra of Jagaban, when you started seeing Tinubu as a Yoruba man, despite we have told you he's from Guinea. That man is from Guinea. You all saw his Guinea passport. But you still pretend like you don't know what we are talking about. Today, look at the mothers of Yoruba crying. They are slowly turning you to beggars. You know that the Almajiri culture, the Rankadide culture, the To Madala culture is in the north. But suddenly we are seeing this. Mothers crying and begging for bread. They are begging for rice. They have stripped you of your pride. They have stripped you of who you are. You are now beggars. Look at your mothers, Yoruba nation. I believe Yoruba nation can give better, something far better than this. When you fight for your own country, you can take care of your people far better than this. The Yoruba I know are not beggars, hanging around the streets, sitting down, waiting for free food, carrying plates like the Almajiri culture. The Yoruba people I know, they are not like this. My people, this is a reminder to us to let us know what we are fighting for. To let us know we must keep on fighting the good fight. Because if you let go your guards, I swear to God, what you are seeing here, you will see it in the land of Biafra. Biafrans, we must keep on fighting and reject in totality what you are seeing here. This is not who we are. This is not our culture to be begging for food, to be begging for handouts, to be worshiping those you call your politicians. Even in our culture, we say the Igbos, we have no king. We don't bow down to nobody. We are men of honor, men of caliber. We have pride. But if you keep on continuing with this Fulani culture or the Almajiri culture, it came with the Muslim ticket. And just yesterday, you heard a story about people going around trying to marry out 100 children, 100 women about to be married out, the underage young girls about to be married out. That is the beginning of the Almajiri culture That is the beginning of the Islamization of Nigeria. That is the beginning of losing your pride. The moment you start to accept this culture of being a beggar, oh my God, have mercy. How will I feel seeing my mother in a crowd being trampled upon? There is a stampede, in a state of pandemonium, in a state of chaos. They are crying, they are begging for food. They are begging for a bag of rice. Yoruba Nation, you can save your people. Koiki Media, this video must get to Chief Sunday Igboho. Today, I want to speak as a good neighbor. Today, I am calling out. I am looking from the window and I am observing. And at the end of the day, I want to speak to my neighbor to tell them what I've observed. This is not who you are, my people. To the Yoruba people, this is not who you are. Do not allow this partnership with the Fulani cabal to destroy the fabrics of the Yoruba culture. As a young boy growing up, I know the Yoruba people as people who are proud in terms of their education. They tell you they're educated. They tell you they respect their elders. But this kind of blind worshiping of people is something they don't do. So I am crying. I feel sad. I feel dismayed that the Lagos I once knew is now looking like this. This is a state of insecurity. The same government wants to go out to the Western world to beg for $306 million. Your government has turned to beggars. Same way the people are being turned to beggars. As a beggar has no choice, you know what happens. He who goes out begging goes out sorrowing. The Almajiri culture is the beginning of the end of the Yoruba culture. The moment you accept the Almajiri culture, you have accepted the demise, the defunct of who you are as a people. So today I want to call on Koiki Media, the spokesman of Chief Sunday Igboho. Let him know this culture is alien to your people. Let him know this culture is not something you appreciate as a people. Let him know it's a taboo to have a behavior like this and act like this in the Southwest. We used to know you as the Western region. You pride yourself that from the Southwest, we had the first television in Nigeria. Even before France, the Yorubas, they claimed they had a TV station. So it's an eyesore to be saying this. I am not happy about this. The man they call FFK, Femi Fani Kayode, he claimed that the Southwest and the North, they have a new partnership. They now have a new understanding. They have formed a coalition to run Nigeria turn by turn, side by side. Is this the culture that FFK was speaking about? Is this the partnership that he's talking about? In a state where Lagos State is now an Almajiri state. The people, they are hungry. And for the first time, you are seeing them showing the antics of the Fulani cabal. They are showing the behaviors of the Almajiri culture. My people, this is what we need to stop in the land of Biafra. This is why we must support Simon Ekpa. Because Simon Ekpa has said very, very soon, the zoo, they will start begging for Zobo. If the government is so shameless that they go out there to beg the Western world, they come here where we are based in the Western world and they come as beggars. But we living in the Western world, when we are dealing with the white man, we deal with them as peers. We deal with them as colleagues. I sit on the round table with the white man and they respect my views. They take my views And when I present my business case, in most cases, they approve it. They are respected and they respect me. True mutual understanding. I will never sit in the table and beg the white man. That's not who we are. In the Western world, that is. But the so-called rulers of that zoo called Nigeria, whenever they come to the Western world, they are coming as beggars. They are coming as paupers. They come with their clothes looking dirty and filthy. They kneel down on their knees and they beg the Western world for crumbs. But even when they get those monies, those aid from the Western world, they go back home and they loot the money. They use the same money to buy houses in Dubai, in America, in Europe. They send the money back to Europe in foreign bank accounts. But they are here begging. Like father, like son. The children of that zoo, they have copied their parents. Now you can see the Yoruba land. Now you are seeing the culture of Almajiri. So today I am speaking as a good neighbor. I am calling out on the Yoruba. You have to wake up. This video is dedicated. I dedicate this video to the Yoruba nation. It's an eyesore. It's a shame. It's a disgrace. I feel dismayed seeing this. The Lagos I know was never like this. People in Lagos, they are very educated. They are proud people. They are work up. Oh my God. Hi, Lord have mercy. Look at me crying and lamenting on someone else's headache. I did take Panadol for somebody else's headache. I'm only doing that because I'm a good neighbor. As the song goes, I will keep on singing that song where it says, Neighbor neti, caro caro, caro neti, neighbor neighbor. That song has a spiritual meaning. They didn't tell you the name of the neighbor, but they told you the name of Caro. Because Caro was a Biafran woman. And when she went to the market, something happened. And when she came back, she told her neighbor. And the neighbor also responded back to Caro. So today I want to invoke that song. And I want to use that song to warn and caution our brothers in the Yoruba nation. This video is dedicated to them because I can see the fire from the mountain. What I'm seeing here is the culture of the Almajiri. It is something strange to the Yoruba culture. It is something alien. If nobody will tell you, I will tell you as a good neighbor. That's who we are. The same way Ojukwu spoke to Gowon in the time of Aburi. Ojukwu told Gowon, he said, Jack, what is happening here, Jack? I need you to move your military from the land of the eastern region and also from the land of the western region. You must move your northern military from the eastern and the western region. That was part of the agreement in Aburi Accord. One of the itineraries, one of the items to be discussed was the relocation of the northern military from the eastern and the western region. At the end, the man they called Jack, Gowon, his nickname is Jack. Gowon agreed to move the northern military from the eastern and the western region. But during the time of implementation, Gowon only moved the military from the eastern region. Ojukwu now called him and said, Jack, what is going on here? We agreed that you moved your military from the eastern and the western region. It is unfair to keep your northern military in the west. Allow them to police themselves and guide themselves. Go on, Jack told Ojukwu. He said, Ikemba, make you mind your business. Mind your business. I have taken the military out of the eastern region. I will leave them in the western region. Mind your business. But that shows you Ojukwu playing the role of a good neighbor. That was Ojukwu being an advocate for the Yorubas, because during that time, let's call a spade, when it comes to the generals, the Biafrans were more respected before the northern, then the western side, the Yoruba side. So we have always played this role as a good neighbor. So today I want to imbibe that spirit. I want to invoke the goodness, the kindness, and the advocacy of Ojukwu. I am telling the Yoruba nation to please mind your backyard. There is fire on the mountain. What I'm seeing here is something that should be ashamed of. It is shameful to see this. If this is happening in Biafra land, I swear to God, a man, by now, I would have gone down there and do what I have to do. If not buy, may then buy me. This will be the final straw. If the cabal, if the Fulani cabal can bring this to the land of Biafra, it will be the final straw that will break the camel's back. If it ever gets to this stage in the land of Biafra, from now to the 2nd of December, if we ever see our people queuing up like this, looking as destitutes, looking at beggars, and you know they say a beggar has no choice. It means they have been conquered. Once they enslave your people in your own land, it means you have been conquered. They have stripped you of your name. They have stripped you of your culture. They have stripped you of who you are, your dignity as a human person or as a human being. They've stripped away that pride in you. They have given you the cloth of shame. And now you are begging people for food. We are hungry. It means you are being subjugated. It's very, very shameful. People ask me, how come you guys are always talking? How come you're always attacking Nigeria? It is because we have lived in the Western world and we know the basic standard of living. Anybody going through this is an act of war. When you see things happening like this, it is an act of war. You only see this during the time of war, when there are refugees and when, the prisoners of war and the casualties of war. We in the Western world, we have learned the culture of the white man. When they sent us on economic exile, when that Zoo government, they chased us away from Nigeria with hardship, with joblessness, with their political killing and the rest of them. They sent us packing. We were sent on economic exile. What do I mean by that? It means they will tell you there is no job for you in Nigeria. You will stay in Nigeria, you will die, even though you are a graduate. We shall not give you no job. We will not provide any job for you. There will be no job opportunities for you. You must leave Nigeria. And even when you left Nigeria, most of us that left Nigeria, we are still sending money to Nigeria to feed your family, to feed your loved ones, to feed your siblings, to feed your neighborhood, to feed your community, and to help your parents. You are still playing that role, despite you are in the Western world. That means you are now being placed on an economic exile. Exile means to banish you from the land. You've been sent to a foreign land. But in this case, you have been sent on an economic exile. It means get away from Nigeria, get away from your land of Biafra, go and live in Spain, go and live in Germany, go and live in anywhere in the world. Stay there in the cold, stay there in the winter, stay there in the hardship, and send the money back home. You will be in the winter, but you must send your money back home because your people, your family, your brothers, your sisters, your wife, your husband, your children, they are poor. They are going through hardship in Nigeria. So when you send the foreign exchange to Nigeria, when you send the dollars to Nigeria, when you send the pounds, the euro, the yen to Nigeria, the CBN, the Central Bank of Nigeria, they will now take those foreign currency. They will keep it in the bank and give your family the worthless naira. Not only that, there is inflation. It means the money you sent them will not be enough. But the caveat there is that the foreign exchange you have sent to Nigeria, the CBN will not take that money and give to the politicians. That's how the politicians, they stay rich. While you are in a cold environment, you are going through hardship. You and the weather, there is conflict. Your body is not happy with the winter, but you have to work in the winter. That is what they call an economic exile. You've been banished from your land. You've been banished from your country. You've been forced to live in a foreign country, but you still have to send the money back home. Oh my God. They put you in a dilemma. You're in between the devil and the deep blue sea. If you go back to the zoo, there will be no job. Your family will go hungry. If you stay in Europe, if you stay in America, there is cold, there is winter, there is hardship. And you still have to send money back home to feed your family. So damn if you do, damn if you don't. That's the condition they put to us all these years. But they never knew something. As God will have it, the cabal, they never knew that putting us through that condition, it also meant that for the fact we are living in America, for the fact we are living in Canada, for the fact we are living in Japan, in Brazil, in UK, in France, you name it, for the fact we are living in those countries, we are also assimilating the culture of those people. We are seeing the way a government should be run. We are seeing the way an economy has to be handled. We are seeing the way the rule of law is being placed, where everybody is equal under the law. We have taken that culture. We have imbibed that culture. We have assimilated that culture that in most cases now, to call a spade, oh my God. I'm going spiritual with this one. I am going spiritual with this one. To call a spade, most of us that have lived in the Western world for more than 15 to 20 years, for 30 years, for 35 years, for even 40 years and more, and counting, most of us, we are now white people in a black man's skin. I said it. Because when you take the culture of a people, when you assimilate the culture of a people, when you learn the language of a people, over time, over a period of time, over a certain period of time, you become that people. Oh my God. As the saying goes, when you go to Rome or when you're in Rome, you behave like the Romans. But over time, when you keep on living in Rome, you don't only behave like the Romans, you become the Romans. Your psychology becomes that of the Romans. Your thinking, the way you think, the way you see life will become like those of the Romans. Which is why, for the fact we live in the Western world, we are now looking at Nigeria, we are looking at their politics, we are looking at their government, and we are saying we shall not accept what you are doing to our people. We cannot come to Nigeria and be submissive to those criminal politicians. The same way in the Western world, if your MPs, if your governor, if your senators in the Western world are messing up, you vote them out, or if they are criminals, you make sure they are tried and they go to jail. You will not accept to be treated as a second-class citizen in the Western world. That same way, when we the Biafrans, we are looking at that zoo called Nigeria, We are saying their way of life is different. Their culture is different. The way we perceive life is different. There is no way we will come to that so-called Nigeria and live like peasants. There is no way we will come to Nigeria and live or accept the Almajiri culture. That is not who we are. We are saying we want to come back home to change the land of Biafra, to make sure the land of Biafra becomes like those we have met in the Western world. We believe in healthy competition. When Biafra comes, we shall compete with the world. Not like that zoo called Nigeria, coming to a Western world to beg for money. You beg the IMF, you beg the World Bank, you beg the UN, you beg everybody. You go to Saudi, you are begging them. You go to Dubai, you are begging them. Because you are beggars, you are worthless, and you are shameless people. You guys don't have the capacity. You are only respected by those you have turned to slaves, because you have given them the Almajiri culture. You have subjugated them. Look at the women now begging you in Lagos State. People we used to respect, people that have high esteem. Look at the way they are begging now. You have destroyed their lives. Oh my God. Lord have mercy. I can't believe this is happening in the Yoruba land. And I feel shock. The person who sent me this video last night, I thank you. They said, please, make a video on this. This is happening in Yoruba land. It is unfair. Please speak on this. People has to wake up. Perhaps when the Yoruba see this, they will know that the Fulani cabal has brought Almajiri to their culture. So today I am speaking as a good neighbor. Do not wait for them to serve you zobo. Do not wait for them to turn you into paupers. Look at you already queuing up. This alone, when you look at this video, you think you are in Sokoto, you think you are in Kaduna, you think you are in Kano, you think you are in Bauchi, you think you are in Niger, and the rest of them. This is Lagos, my people. If this is happening in Lagos, what do you think is happening to the other states in the Yoruba nation? So today, I'm putting this one on the desk of the man they call Koiki Media. The White Lion, a guy I really appreciate the job he's doing. He is the spokesman of Chief Sunday Igboho. And today I want Koiki Media to present this information to your leader, Chief Sunday Igboho. Let him know what the zoo government has turned your mothers into. Through the economic hardship, when there is no job, when there is inflation, when there is hardship, this is what you get. Don't forget the ultimate plan, the ultimate of the cabal is to Islamize Nigeria. And the fastest way of Islamizing Nigeria is to make sure they turn Nigeria into an Almajiri culture. And the best way of doing it is to make sure that you cannot farm anymore. Your whole farms now, you have the headsmen there. No more farming. Your Naira is gone. You have the worst currency in the world as we speak. There is no job opportunity. But all the same, at the same time, the people you love, the president you love, the man you call the Yoruba man, the Jagaban man, the man you praise, Emile Lokon, he is having the best of life, while the people of the Yoruba, you are going through the worst of time. The only reason why this is happening is because the man who is at the top, the so-called Mr. Emile Lokon, he is not of you. Don't forget, you also the passports. He is from Guinea. He is from Guinea. And he will go with the flow with the cabal, because he is after the forex of Nigeria. He is after the oil proceeds from Nigeria. Once he gets what he want to get from Nigeria, he is off to Guinea. You guys should know the game you are playing with. If you think by supporting Tinubu, make him, he's not your president, if you assume that will make your nation to be great, hello, I hope you are seeing what is happening. These are your mothers. These are your wives, begging like this for bread, begging for gari, begging for rice. It is very, very sad. And I hope I pray that as a good neighbor speaking, the Yoruba people, they will pick up on this one. Pick up on this one. Very, very sad. Very, very sad, my people.